As a brand new YouTuber, there is so many things to learn when it comes to understanding how to do YouTube right. So today on the Growth Video Live Show, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 tools that you must have if you want to succeed on YouTube. All that and more coming up on the Growth Video Live Show. Welcome back to the Grow with Video Live Show. My name is Heather Torres, the host of this show, and we are in the countdown to Grow with Video Live. If you're joining us right now, I want to let you know that we do have a special for you. If you'd like to join us in person or online for Grow with Video Live, you will actually get 5% off of your tickets, and early bird is ending soon. So you want to make sure you lock in your in-person or virtual ticket to Grow with Video Live 2022. Now, today's episode is actually brought to you by vidIQ. I have more coming about that in just a little while, but I'm not doing the show solo today. No. I'm actually joined by my friend and lovely co-host. He is the senior executive producer and one of the personalities of a channel with over 1 million subscribers. That's right. I have Dan from vidIQ here today. Dan, welcome to the Growth Video Live Show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We decided to make this show happen as we count down to Grow with Video Live. vidIQ is actually one of our main sponsors this year. We just got the t-shirts and the swag in. It looks so cool. I'm so excited for vidIQ. You guys are doing a training actually during one of our lunch sessions that I'm so excited for our audience to be able to participate with. But Dan, we're breaking down 3 tools that people need to have if they want to get started on YouTube. And I say they should have these tools because this is going to help them cut down the learning curve of trying to figure out what to do right on YouTube. So we're going to jump into it. First off, Dan, is actually the YouTube Studio. The YouTube Studio. Did you know, Dan, that the YouTube Studio is available on your phone and your desktop? Did you know that?
I think I check YouTube Studio on my phone more than any other app. It's worn out. The button is worn out. It doesn't work half the time.
Yeah, I'd have to say that for me particularly, that one and Instagram, I feel like I'm on constantly just checking the updates, checking to see what happened. And there are a couple things that I love about the dashboard, or I love about the YouTube Creator Studio. Now, for people who are just jumping on YouTube, this is actually different than the actual YouTube itself. Talk me through that just a little bit, Dan, and then I'm going to break down actually 4 things that I love about the YouTube Studio.
So the YouTube Studio app and the back end on the desktop is different in that if you are a YouTube creator, you're probably very familiar with it. Depending on how invested you are in making content, you're probably more familiar with YouTube Studio than you are the YouTube homepage. At least that's how it was for me for a bit. There's actually this is one of the rare cases where YouTube has a separate app for something. Remember when Shorts came out and we thought, oh, maybe they'll make another app for YouTube Shorts. And they just embedded it in the normal YouTube app. Well, YouTube Studio is actually a separate app. And what it does is it helps you get a hold of everything going on in your channel right now. You'll upload videos through there. You'll check up on your analytics. It's kind of an all-in-one place for the back end of your channel.
Yeah, it's my favorite. And someone's asking really quick, does it work for Spanish language channels? And from my understanding, Dan, that it works for all of the channels. It's an app in the integration of the language that you're using it, Ricky. So you do have access to that as a channel uploader. Is that the right word? As a content creator. How about that? We'll say content creator. One of the things that I love so much about the YouTube, let me get to the right page here. Oops, that's not the right page. One thing that I love about the studio first is the dashboard. I think what's really cool is that YouTube actually creates this really great dashboard. And let's talk about this just a little bit, Dan. What do you like about this dashboard right when you hit the actual homepage of the YouTube Studio?
My favorite is the latest video performance. I think it's at a glance, this has so much information, but just seeing, well, I guess it depends on the day, right? Seeing a 3 out of 10 is a very good day. Sometimes you get on and you see a 10 out of 10 and it's scramble the jets, panic, everyone panic, figure out, do we have to change the thumbnail? What's going on? But either way, you get that the second you open it. And I love that. And the other thing I love is that YouTube has been inputting different videos and tips and things like that in the dashboard. So that is also very awesome.
Yeah, one thing that I love so much, I'll just zoom in a little bit here, is here at Think Media, we say go for green, go for green. So I love just right away that YouTube is giving you actually what matters to YouTube. Like if YouTube's going to serve you up this information, they're telling you what they're quote unquote grading you on, right? Like remember when you used to write papers in class and you'd ask your teacher, like, what is it actually going to be graded on? Like, is it my vocabulary? Is it how many sentences? Like, what am I actually being graded on? And YouTube teacher is letting us know right away that views matter most, impressions, click-through rate, right? How many clicks you're getting on it, and your average view duration. So I love that YouTube is showing you right off the bat exactly what is important. Another thing that I love about the YouTube Studio is actually that you can keep an eye on your real-time analytics. So if you want to keep an eye on your real-time analytics, you go to that analytics page and right in the overview, it actually says right here, your real-time analytics. So what's cool is that to see in the last 48 hours, we've had almost 250,000 views happening on the channel. Now, when you click into like an actual video, let's say we go to a video here, it's actually going to tell us it's probably the best video. That is an ad. So let's not click on that one. If we were to go to, let's say this one here, you can see right here, real time in the last 48 hours. And you can go here, last 60 minutes, 105 people have watched this this video. Dan, why do you think that's important to know like real-time analytics?
It's a really good way to kind of check the pulse of your channel, but also like the pulse of the content that's doing well right now. So, for example, I have some videos that I made a long time ago that still get decent hourly viewership. And whenever that happens for a long enough time and a video continues to get older and older, and yet it still keeps popping up in your real-time stats, you have to ask yourself, am I making enough of that? Am I doubling down on that kind of video? And real time is kind of, at least for me, where that research kind of begins, because that's where I know to start looking in terms of different videos.
I like real time, exact same reason. I also like it too because I love graphs. I don't know if anyone else loves graphs. I love graphs. And this helps me just to see like, man, it really peaks between at lunchtime. Wow, look at that. Every single day it kind of peaks right at lunchtime. So if you are doing, marketing messaging to people, if you're sending it out in an email, if you are posting on social media trying to get people to watch your video, maybe post knowing that they're first going to get on maybe it's your community tab or a way that you want to help market that. I love being able to see real time what is actually peaking, when does that work, and that helps to really evaluate into the marketing of how we're even doing our channel. The next one actually YouTube gives us is the impression click-through rate. So the impression click-through rate is this beautiful graph. One thing I do love about the YouTube Studio is the graphs. I've already said that, but I love that. And this is actually a great graph to see what matters most. Why don't you break this graph down just a little bit, Dan, so we know kind of what we're looking at here when we're saying that we can see the impressions, but then it goes down this weird funnel. What do these numbers mean for us, Dan?
Yeah, you mentioned funnel. It's kind of the marketing funnel for your channel, right? So impressions would be the first time somebody is shown your video. Now that could be any number of ways, right? So you open up the home feed and there are videos in front of you. Each one of those videos just got one impression from you, right? So you get a lot of those because you only can pick one of the 8 to 10 videos that you're seeing, right? So you get a lot of impressions. So the click-through rate is the percentage people are actually clicking on the videos once they see them, right? So you're getting 42.1 million impressions, and then the views from that, you're getting 2.3 million. And then from there, it's the average view duration. How long are they going to watch the videos? So the watch time you're getting from your impressions across your whole channel in the last 28 days is 130,000 plus hours.
I love that. And one thing for me specifically, I love seeing this number increase. So I want to see these numbers going up. I want people to be clicking through more. We're actually going to talk about that in our third tool that we're going to share with people of how do you increase the clicks? Like what's a way you can increase the clicks? So make sure you stick around for tool number 3. But lastly, I actually love that it gives you your traffic source. So on the other side of this same exact graph, we're seeing this traffic source. And this is really cool because it's showing us one that for Think Media specifically, YouTube search is a big deal. Why is that? Well, YouTube is a search engine. And so it's great to know that we have over 45% of views happening on our channel coming from YouTube themselves. This gives me hope too when I'm seeing things like suggested videos, browse features. And what are these three right here? Why are these so important, Dan, as a YouTube content creator to really be keeping an eye on?
Well, it really depends. Like, I like to think, especially the top three there, as like the different buckets that your content kind of lives in, right? So you can make a video very intentionally for YouTube search, and then you can also make a video very intentionally for browse. And there's of course crossover. Search and browse are going to show up probably the most for a lot of people, and then videos being suggested alongside other videos. Like, that's what all these mean. So right now, Think Media is getting half of its views just from search. So, and that's not a surprise to me. You make a lot of videos on your channel that really cater to search very heavily, which is why we saw the views per hour as high as they were in the last 48 hours, because people are still getting answers to their questions. And then, of course, when people watch your channel enough, your videos are going to show up in browse. I didn't search for them. They're in front of me. And then you're getting 14.1% of your views from people who are finding them in browse. And it kind of goes down the list from there. External being, I would say, one of the most confusing, because someone could take your video, put it on their favorite Discord server, and a whole bunch of people in that Discord server could click. That would count as an external view.
Yeah, and when I just love to click through even more, you can see even more ways that people are coming to it. I like this one too, playlists. Look at this, impressions by playlist. So it's showing that. And then it says shorts feed here. Now it's blacked out for us here. We actually do know that we're getting that. And YouTube right here, Vinny says the YouTube shorts feed is #1 for me in the traffic source. I would say that YouTube shorts for us specifically, while it brings in a lot of views, they're short views. So they're not long views. They're not hour-long views, where we do have videos on our channel that are on the lengthier side that are getting way more quote unquote views because of that. So are you seeing anything particular on your channel, Dan, with vidIQ in relation to shorts versus regular videos?
We don't put shorts on the vidIQ channel, at least not yet. It's something I've been saying we should do, and then of course, without like a proper strategy, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. So we've had them on another channel, which of course that means the shorts views over there are very high. On my personal channel, I have a mix going on, and no, I will not share the personal channel with you as it is personal, but I do have a mix going on of short form and long form content. And when I stop posting shorts for a while, that graph dramatically changes very quickly. You know, browse takes over. But when I go back to making shorts, the browse and shorts are constantly fighting for the, you know, the top spot there. And yeah, if you make shorts, that graph looks a lot different for you.
Yeah. Indy Annie says, what's best, suggested or browse? Why don't you break that down just a little bit, Dan? I know you briefly went over it, but would you say one is better than the other?
Both are good. It's kind of it's where your videos are showing up, right? So if you get a video that's being suggested a lot, you've probably made a video about a topic that other people are also covering, but there's always more to know, right? So I would imagine if you're watching this video right now, Think Media, there's probably a vidIQ video or a video from channel makers or somebody else like that showing up in the suggested feed. And that's a good thing. You know, that means you're covering topics that people are looking for, right? Browse is what I think you should always want. You should always want people, regular viewers, to find your videos and visit you from the homepage or wherever, and, you know, come into the channel. And then you want your videos suggesting your own videos, which you'll find a lot of your suggested views are just that. They're your videos being suggested within your own content, which is great. That means you have a very full content catalog.
Yes, and that's what you want to build. You want to be building a whole catalog, a whole piece of that. So Ricky says, should I post shorts on my channel? Should I post shorts on my channel or make a separate channel for shorts? Ricky, we won't actually be going into that too much on this one because we really want to cover the tools, but we actually have talked about this in some of our previous videos here on the show. So make sure that you're subscribed so that you can go back and watch those different videos where we did specifically talk about the shorts. I know once we start talking about shorts, Dan, it's like candy it's like a kid in a candy store every time because it's the cool new hot thing happening on YouTube, but it is just one feature of the plethora of abilities that happen on YouTube. So want to get into actually the tool number 2. But Dan, we've got Growth Video Live coming up, and we are actually in under 30 days now for Grow with Video Live. I can't believe it. If you want to get your in-person or virtual ticket to Grow with Video Live, this is our in-person and virtual conference. You can do that at growwithvideolive.com. Enter the code GWVL show, and you could get entered into 5% off. Early bird pricing is going away, which currently right now is 50% off of tickets. So you get 55% off of a ticket if you decide to come to Grow with Video Live. And I just want to give you a little teaser of what this is going to look like. And then we're going to get into tool number 2.
This thing is your gateway to get out of the thing that you complain about.
But people would rather complain about how it is than put in the work.
We need to start understanding how big this opportunity is, because for everybody in this room, you will sit back in 20, 30 years and regret if you didn't execute in this era.
It has never been a better time in the human race ever to actually just go all in on you. Regardless of what you're trying to accomplish, you've got to tell the world about it. This is now the world. If you're not betting on this, you're finished. This is your golden era right now. There's never been a better time to be you. This is the greatest golden era of not only business, but life. I desperately want you to win, but this is on you.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that I feel so cool every time I see that video. It's so much fun. Back in person. We had someone that said, Vegas, baby. That's right, Greg. We are back in person in Las Vegas in 28 days. We're going to be hosting Grow with Video Live. vidIQ is actually a major sponsor of Grow with Video Live this year. So if you would like to get access to vidIQ, which I highly recommend, and we're going to be jumping into that in just a minute, you can do that by going to vidIQ.com/think, because tip number 2, or actually tool number 2, Dan, is vidIQ. And you have a little bit of experience with vidIQ, being the senior executive producer and one of the personalities of a YouTube channel of over 1 million subscribers. So Dan, why should people get vidIQ? But not even that, what are some of the cool features of how to use this as a new creator?
You know, I really like the direction that vidIQ is going right now, because we have new tools that we've been promoting last year and this year, and we're only going further and further in this direction of helping people with something I've always struggled with when I was coming up on YouTube, which is coming up with ideas, good ideas that are actually going to get clicks. So right now, there's a lot of reasons to have this software, but right now it's really, if video ideas are something that you've been struggling with, or titles, as I'll show you here in a minute, this is a fantastic time to be getting yourself some vidIQ, vidIQ.com/think. Oh, sorry. Yes, vidIQ.com/think. Because the reason I want you to download this if you're a new customer and get the full access to Boost here is because we have, you just pulled up daily ideas. I have my screen if you guys want to put it up. And of course, I don't have, there we go. Daily ideas. You get 50 ideas if you're a Boost customer. I'm not going to oversell you on this though. Let's just check it out real quick. So in the content creation process, a lot of this can start here for you, right? You're just trying to get some ideas. And so our algorithms will tell you like, well, this has very high potential. How to grow your YouTube channel fast, YouTube channel reviews. Now you're thinking to yourself, I don't make videos about how to grow my YouTube channel fast, Dan. Okay, that's not helpful. That's okay, because this is for the vidIQ channel. If you install this and you authenticate your channel, it'll be for your channel. So if you have a gaming channel or you play Minecraft, you're going to get a whole bunch of ideas about Minecraft. So if you like this idea, you can save it, you can dismiss it. So we can save it, and it goes into our saved ideas list, where we have all kinds of ideas that we've been stockpiling, mostly through demonstrations like this. But we do use this tool, and it does help us quite often a lot. So sometimes you get ones like this that are insanely long, and that just doesn't work, Heather. It doesn't work. So actually, I'm just going to roll right through and tell you when that happens, you don't have to panic anymore, because we have a new feature that is going to help you with that. I've zoomed in on my screen, so I'm still getting used to all the wonky controls here. So this is actually a video that we share internally just to kind of help some of our creator partners and stuff learn this new tool. It's called the AI title generator. I pulled it up because there's a private video, so if I mess it up, nobody gets hurt. But we have this title here, and if I were to hit get AI title recommendations, it would treat this title like kind of like a search bar, and it would come up with some AI title recommendations. So let's just get rid of this title. We're just doing research right now. Okay. So you have a video in the background. It's on private. You can do all the research you want with this tool. And I have a title I pulled up earlier. So how to promote your YouTube channel. This was one of the ideas from the Daily Ideas tool. I'll show you. It came from the saved idea. I like where this was going earlier. It was one of these. Well, I can't find it now, but how to promote your,
Oh, no, you're good. Keep going. This is great. I'm excited about this new tool.
Yeah, it was the long one. So it was right in the middle here. Live, how to promote your channel. This probably came from live streams and things like that. But how to promote your YouTube channel is something I've seen a lot of people ask, right? So I typed this in and I'm like, that's a perfectly serviceable title, okay? But what if there are other directions we can go? Maybe I haven't recorded this video yet. So I hit this button and we get some very interesting suggestions. And these are different than the last time I checked. So it has a lot to tell us here. And we can keep hitting refresh on these. But how to promote your YouTube channel like a boss. So give it some emotional pull. How to promote your YouTube channel like a pro. 5 tips. Now, wait a minute. 5 tips to promote your YouTube channel like a pro. Now, I'm writing the script for this video. I actually only have 4 tips. But that's okay. I didn't think to put this in a listicle form, and now I am thinking about that. So when you like a title, you can go ahead and click use. It'll populate in here, but how to promote your YouTube channel, 7 tips from the pros. So a whole bunch of ways to break it down. If you don't like any of them, like I said, you can refresh. Some of them, again, it is AI. It does like to fumble sometimes, but how to promote your YouTube channel is pretty much what we already have in there. Simple and easy steps. So make it sound nice and easy for everybody. So Daily Ideas and the AI title generator are just these 2 companion tools that I find myself using all the time now. So again, if you are a Boost customer, you get access to everything you're seeing here. If you're a free user, you get limited access to these tools. More details on our website, but if you're new, and links down below. Heather, how much do I have time for?
Oh, you keep going because this is amazing. And I love all of the tools inside of vidIQ. Can I say,
yes,
over the weekend, Dan, I was on messing around with vidIQ because it's just such a robust tool when it comes to titles and headline generators and ideas. And when I say like, I remember for the last 7 years trying to come up with YouTube titles based on headline generating books that I downloaded and like understanding these. Literally vidIQ just serves them up on a platter to me, which is such an amazing thing. I actually have a homeschool channel also, and I came up with things like why homeschooling might be the best decision you'll ever make. This is what vidIQ is giving me. Very, very, very detailed ones. Homeschooling guide to your options, top 5 homeschooling tips that will make your life easier. So it's pulling on not just the search-based piece that we teach here at Think Media, which is understanding keywords and titling, but it's really encompassing why people click on videos. When we were talking about, impressions and click-through rate and those pieces, this is one way to actually increase your click-through rate is because of these cool titles. And it's just blowing me away. I have a whole list now of titles that I want to use on like 3 different channels because they're coming out so good that we're not having to put in that extra time and effort. We're just clicking a button and literally vidIQ is generating those titles for us.
Absolutely. I mean, and the examples you gave make so much sense. We're at a time where, thanks to the pandemic and everything happening, a lot of people probably started thinking about homeschool for the first time. Well, what if I taught my kids from home? What are the steps there? And that kind of thing feeds, these AIs that we have that are trying to get you ideas. So now you're seeing all these ideas coming in like, hey, these have some pretty high potential, and you can see why. So the next tool I wanted to show is you've made your video about how to promote your channel, the 7 best tips, whichever title we went with. And once you do that, part of the research there, it's not over. It doesn't have to be. You can continue to learn from that video. And that's why I just love to promote the channel audit tool. Again, free users have limited access to this, but full-blown Boost customers will see all kinds of features. One thing I like to look at is just the at-a-glance info, right? We talked earlier about views per hour. Well, here are your videos. that are getting the most views per hour right now. This one went out today at the top here, which my cursor, it keeps freezing a little bit, but you can see it there.
Yep.
So that one's it's doing very well for us. And then the engagement rate is also, this is for the last 30 days. Rob's made a video here that is getting some incredible engagement. And Heather, real quick, like because I see this question a lot, like why should people try to encourage engagement either in the comments, the like button, etc.?
I mean, they should encourage engagement because it's giving YouTube the triggers that people like this content. So if people are liking it, then what YouTube says is, this Sally likes it. We should also then show this video to Rick because Rick also kind of likes stuff like this. And it actually just, it helps you to get your content out in those browse and suggested tabs. No, that's not it. Browse and suggested features more, I guess is the right word for it.
Absolutely. And what's also interesting is that, yes, these videos are side by side right now, but it's not fair because this one just came out today on the left here. But what's cool is that you have your views per hour. So you have the videos you made a while ago getting a lot of views right now, and they don't line up with the ones getting high engagement. So what do you do with that information? Well, you try to take the videos that you're going to double down on, and you try to take the tactics from these videos that are working in terms of engagement, and you combine them for your next video. And that's why I love a tool like this, because it takes the data that YouTube is already giving you and it moves it around in a way that is very comprehensive and very interesting. And then another one I love to consider is the subscribers gained. A lot of us here want subscribers, right? Well, these videos are bringing in the majority of our subscribers. In the last 30 days, this is some of the damage that these videos have done. And that is awesome to see. So again, what is going on in these videos? Maybe there was a call to action just at the right time, or maybe because these are more of our search-based videos, maybe that's bringing in a lot of new people. So we're getting a lot of new subscribers from that. So many things to know. And then of course, another column to check out is competitors by VPH. Thanks to our competitors tool, populate this list. So we put other channels that we think make similar content to us, and we put them in the competitors list. And once we do that, the channel audit tool, which I've completely lost, shows up your competitors. So you kind of curated this list, and now we're seeing these shorts that Colin and Samir are doing are just kicking our butts. So again, maybe a short strategy coming soon. Who knows? There's a lot of data to dive into here, and we won't go into it all right now, but we also have content that could use work. So things that didn't perform very well, what we can learn from that. All of this stuff, this is min-maxing right here. This is how you get your channel to grow, by taking this information, looking at it purely as data. I like to try and remove the emotional aspect from the content. Like I have an emotional attachment to what I'm doing, right? But I try to remove that when I'm in data mode and pull it all together and see how can I make my next video encompass all the things that are working across my channel.
Yeah. And a lot of people ask, like, I can't figure out what videos to make. I can't figure out why my channel's not growing. And I'm like, you should have tools like this that are actually giving you the data and removing, like you said, the emotions. Dan, our audience needs to know though, what is that cool? This is tool 2A. What is the cool magnifying glass plugin app that you're using that is showing those pieces?
I think if you were to look up hover zoom, it would come up. I spent forever trying to find this because I asked Rob Wilson has this on his browser. I'm like, I need that. That's so cool. And I couldn't find it anywhere. It took so long. So I just right click it and it says magnifying glass and then in parentheses hover zoom. So look in the Chrome extensions. Be very careful, by the way, when downloading random extensions from some stranger on the internet. Okay, just be sure to do your research on that one. But it works. It's hover zoom.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to get that too. Does vidIQ work in other languages? Yes, Ricky, it does. Answer that one for you. How often does it really update? So how often does that update happen? I think I'm not looking at it more than probably every 2 days. I'm not really in that one as much as I am for the real-time analytics or things like that.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if you mean daily ideas or the channel audit tool. The channel audit tool is updating with your channel. So as you're making videos and things like that, it's always in the window of wherever you set it, last 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. The daily ideas tool, every time you check that, you can potentially see 50 new ideas. And yes, sometimes the AI takes ideas it gave you and it gets jumbled around. It's AI, it is learning, of course, but generally speaking, 50 new ideas. it should be daily.
And 50 is a lot. I mean, you don't need 50 idea. You do need
No.
50, but it's helping you really just get your get the ideas flowing. Want to say also, Latanya, thank you so much for super chat. You can do super chat at any time by clicking the little, what is that called? Money symbol? I don't know what that's called other than like little money symbol part of it. Any other tools from vidIQ?
That was the list I had pulled up. Let me just double
Love it.
check that information. Yes, that was the list I had pulled up.
So good. Well, you can get vidIQ. If you can get 30 days free trial. So someone said, I just really can't afford that yet. Download our free trial of vidIQ and get 30 days and use it and see how much your channel could grow. It's really such a great tool. I highly recommend it.
Just on that point real quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
The way I like to think of it is if you're at a point in your YouTube journey where you don't feel like you want to invest that much in a tool like that, that's totally cool. That's what the free version's for. And you can let this subscription kind of grow with you. As your channel's growing, you can then decide if this is something you want to put a little bit of money in. There's a few different tiers of subscription, but I totally understand that. You should be investing in what is the top priority for your channel. For a lot of people, that's like microphones or cameras or things like that. Totally get it. Definitely try the free version.
And I actually love this comment. You've sold me. TubeBuddy has never given me that info. I've never man, I just cannot talk today, Dan. I'm just like trying to read and talk at the same time. But Disciple, really excited that you're going to be part of the vidIQ family. I think that they are such a wonderful company because of all of these different pieces. And I still use them every single day as a content creator. Actually, I was just writing up different videos that we're doing for a brand deal. And I was like, vidIQ, let's go there because it makes it so easy for us to do. All right. Number 3, the tool you need as a YouTube content creator. And I say you should use this tool over things like Photoshop or over really complex different softwares because canva.com, Dan, blows my mind with the things that you could do on canva.com. I'm going to pull it up really quick so you can see what it looks like. And the reason I think that you should use this, now I understand if you are a graphic designer and your tool is Photoshop or you're into Lightroom or whatever the things are nowadays that all the cool kids are using, you definitely want to check this out because it does more than just YouTube. But what's so cool over actually on Think Media, we have an entire playlist for you of how you can use Canva. So Nolan from our team has gone through how to create your channel banner art, how to create your end cards using that. I actually did a quick 13-minute tutorial teaching you exactly how to make a thumbnail with that. And then we've even done how to make your intro with Canva. So there's so many different ways that you can use this software. But we were talking, Dan, a little bit before about increasing your impressions, or I'm sorry, increasing your click-through rate. My goodness, tongue-tied today. Increasing your click-through rate. Why are thumbnails so important? We talked about titles a little bit because of what vidIQ can help you really craft, but why thumbnails also?
You know, I've been trying to find a way to explain this, like the most efficient way to explain why thumbnails are so important, you know, because I used to treat them like my book needs a cover and I don't have time to make one right now. So I'm just going to slap something together, right? But the thumbnail, I want you to think of the thumbnail as just another content opportunity. And what I mean by that is if you make a video, right? It is content. It is about something. And the title and the thumbnail are meant to sell people on that idea of clicking on it, watching it through. You can play with those. You can have the title and the thumbnail play off of each other. And I really wish I brought an example as I'm saying this, but you don't have to, you can do one of two things. You can either have the thumbnail be a visual representation of your title, which is very wise and, you know, logical, or you can have the thumbnail and the title require one another to exist, to coexist. And you can have the title saying one thing and the thumbnail supporting what the title is saying, or vice versa. So these two things do go hand in hand. We did talk about titles, like you said. The thumbnail, people are very visual, and the thumbnail is super, super important. So Canva being out there for free is incredible because this is something people should absolutely be thinking about. And so, for example, the best new iPhone microphones for video, best iPhone mics, arrow pointing at the microphone. You see an iPhone. I don't need to read the title of that video. thumbnail supports exactly what the title is saying and doing. And then how to record a PowerPoint presentation free and easy. Record PowerPoint. That's everything I need to know right there. Like this is how you put together a thumbnail. Very high quality. The colors, the framing of your thumbnail, everything, all this stuff matters.
Yeah, it really does. And what I love, one of the cool features about Canva. Now, again, back to the idea that YouTube is a place where you can start for free. You can start a lot of different free tools. Canva has a free option. vidIQ has a free option. But if you want to go all in, if you're like, no, this is the thing, I'm going to go all in, and it becomes an investment opportunity for you, then I highly recommend updating your Canva as well. They have a free version, but the pro version I think is like $12 a month. It's very inexpensive when it comes to that. And it opens up a lot of features. And actually, one of my favorite features is when you go to Canva, let me just show you guys real quick how easy this is. You say YouTube thumbnails. It's going to give you a YouTube thumbnail, and you could, let's say I want to do, I mean, gosh, there's so many options. Oh, this is a really good one. Okay. I'm going to use this custom thumbnail, and you're going to see that it's going to have this guy's face on it. Well, that's not me, Dan. So I got to like actually get my face on here. So let me go here, and I'm going to go down, and I'm going to put, actually, I'll do Sean and Sean Bradley. Let's do these two. Cause I mean, come on, my godson's so cute, isn't he? Look at this. Oh my goodness. The cutest. Okay. But look how cool this is. If you go to image, you can hit remove background, and it's actually going to remove the background. So you're like, how did they get those super crispy lines around people? It's going to actually go through, and it's going to remove the background from this image. It's pulling it right now. It's trying to decide what is a background, what is not a background. And we can just stare at Sean Bradley's face because this isn't he the cutest. But look at this. We could actually do this, and then bam, thumbnail ready to go. How cool is that feature when it comes to being able to create YouTube thumbnails? I think it's really awesome when you can have different elements, right? Color matters. That was why I picked that one too. Like, such a cool, bright color, removes the background from it, and makes it more quote unquote professional when it comes to a YouTube thumbnail. What are some other elements that you really like on thumbnails, Dan?
I going back to the thumbnail you just had, I think less is more. And there were 3 elements to that thumbnail. You had the picture of, your talent in the video. You have the text supporting what the title is saying. And ideally, you're not repeating the title text in the text of the thumbnail, but just a few words with a nice bold font. And then the background, something bright and colorful. Or sometimes it is kind of like the picture you had there. There was, a blurred background. Sometimes that works too, but only a couple elements. And you'd be amazed at how often people overcomplicate thumbnails. And the Canva templates, if nothing else, let's say you look at this template like, that's not really for me. If nothing else, the Canva templates we saw are all very simple. They do a very good job of simplifying thumbnails. And think about it. Think about the size of a thumbnail, how small that is on a mobile phone. How many elements can you really cram onto that thing that people are actually going to stop and like look at, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think what I love too is Canva actually gives you a bunch of photos. And one of the underrated pieces that people don't actually do on Canva, I'm going to pull it up here, is you could click this. Like, I don't actually have to change this. If I'm doing, I could maybe change the words of this, but I don't have to be the person in the photo. You could actually use different photos. They have a whole different option of photos that you could be using. So, maybe you're doing a Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, you could just use this photo. Or maybe you're talking about, mystery or something like that. You could use different photos that are available right here on the platform as well. So there's so many different pieces, but thumbnails matter. If there's one thing I want you to get, it's that thumbnails really matter when it comes to this. And we actually looks like our community, Dan, is already using Canva, which is amazing because it makes it super easy to do thumbnails for their YouTube channel. So we've gone through all 3 of them. Thank you, Dan, for being a part of the Grow with Video Live show today. I'm going to say thank you also. We had a starred comment here. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you, Think Media and vidIQ. You use these advice to audit and jumped views by 30 to 50 plus. Wow. 30 to 50 plus. That's incredible. We also have vidIQ is a must-have if you're a serious content creator. My views went up exponentially after I learned keyword search, tags, and key phrases in the title. Let's see. I thought there was another question about vidIQ. I want to make sure I get that for you. Oh yeah, Canva is $13.99. And anything else you want to add today, Dan, on any of those tools that we used, or advice for new content creators?
Well, when you said that, I'm like, oh, I could show the thumbnail preview tool, because we did just talk about thumbnails. If you want, I know the tool demonstration portion is over, but at the same time,
this is the encore. This is the encore.
Okay, fantastic then. So let's go back to the video we were trying not to break earlier. What I love is you get your title, you get everything set up. We call this the thumbnail preview tool, but really it lets you preview all kinds of stuff in search results. And so I have our earlier title we were playing with here, how to promote your YouTube channel. So the way this works is you want to type something in here that you feel like a person is going to type in. So you're not typing the title of your video necessarily. You're trying to rank for the term promote your YouTube channel. So in fact, I'll just get rid of how to promote your YouTube channel, right? Someone may type that into search. When you click preview and search results, the way it works is you see this kind of light gray outline on this video. That's your video pretending it's going to rank in the second spot. So this video isn't published right now, and it's just showing you if your video happens to rank well for this term, it'll show up amongst these videos, right? So how to promote your YouTube videos in Google Ads, how to promote your YouTube channel, 1,000 subscribers fast, how to promote your YouTube channel. And then we're looking at the titles, we're looking at the thumbnails of these videos. Now, obviously, it's not a good comparison because I didn't use a real video example for this. But again, you can use this before you publish your video. So once you've made your Canva thumbnail and you feel like you're happy with it, throw it on your video. Don't publish it yet. Type in a few different search terms you want to rank for and see how it looks amongst all these other thumbnails. Would you click on your thumbnail? Be honest with yourself. Would you click on your thumbnail versus this thumbnail or this thumbnail? It's a fantastic tool, and it works in so many different ways. Like you can see the home screen. We can turn off competitors. We can just see what our video looks like amongst what a home screen could show you, right? And then you can even see it in different formats as well. So wow. I just wanted to show that off. You mentioned what else I'd say about thumbnails. Make sure you do your research and your thumbnail that you've created looks good and presents itself amongst its competition appropriately.
Wow. I actually didn't even know that tool existed, Dan. So now I'm going to go and make sure that the thumbnails are working before we even post it. So you went there, and what did you click on when you were here on this screen?
So we're in the edit.
Preview. Yeah, edit.
Yes. Okay. We're editing the video, and it's the preview and search results. And I think while you're uploading the video, it shows up somewhere else in the upload window. I usually use it in here, so forgive me. But yes, it's always there for you once you post a video or before you post a video.
Oh my goodness. I love that so much. Well, thank you so much, Dan, for being a part of the Growth Video Live show. We are less than 30 days away. You can get your virtual ticket or your in-person ticket right now if you use the code GWVL show, and you can get 5% off right now. It's 50% off of tickets, and you can get 55 for being a viewer of today's show. Thank you so much, Dan, for being on today. Love always having our guests from vidIQ over here. And you can check out Dan over on the vidIQ channel. Just go to youtube.com/vidIQ, and that's where you can find all the great information, more about their tools and things that they're doing over on YouTube. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Do you want to get in the room with experts like Gary Vaynerchuk, Patrick Bet-David, Vanessa Lau, Pat Flynn, Chalene Johnson, and more? And would you like to meet hundreds of other creative entrepreneurs just like you? Well, then do not miss the chance to get around creators and business influencers at Grow with Video Live 2022 conference. You can actually lock in your limited discounted tickets at growwithvideolive.com, or you can click the link in this post or in the description. Now, if you want to learn the best new strategies for getting views on YouTube and the most proven and profitable ways to grow online, then do not miss this life-changing event. You can join us in person in Las Vegas or virtually from around the world. Secure your ticket at growthvideolive.com and take the fast track to dominating the next decade, not just with YouTube, but with video. Go to growthvideolive.com or click the link in this post or in the description to secure your limited time discounted ticket.